So I previously came to you with a video about mosquitoes, how an entire species of mosquitoes were wiped out, completely exterminated in an experiment to see how it would be effective in reducing the numbers of malaria infection. Now, in that video, I talked about how Africans, people who are melanated, who are actually of the continent of Africa, not people who are pretending to be of Africa and coming in as the Boers and the invaders of other places around the world, who are less melanated and of high IQ, how that would help them to have the mosquitoes removed. And I also said, take your ass back where you're from, and I meant that. But in really looking deeper into this subject, there was an article published in 2010, which is called A World Without Mosquitoes. And what they did at the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research in Silver Spring, Maryland, is they gave millions of mosquito larvae a diet of ground up fish food and offered the gravid females blood to suck from the bellies of unconscious mice. So gravid females are those basically that are mature, able to hold eggs and be fertilized. These mosquitoes drained 24 of the rodents a month, and they let them suck their blood until they died, basically. Murphy has been studying mosquitoes for 20 years, working on ways to limit the spread of the parasites they carry. Still, she says she would rather they were wiped off the earth. You already know what kind of person she is. Unfortunately, they say here that sentiment is widely shared. Malaria affects some 247 million people worldwide each year and kills nearly 1 million. Mosquitoes cause a huge further medical and financial burden by spreading yellow fever, dengue fever, Japanese encephalitis, Rift Valley fever, chikungunya virus, and West Nile virus. They didn't start really spreading those types of viruses until y'all asses went to Africa. Okay, notice that. Japanese encephalitis is from Japan. So take your ass back to Japan. Okay? Keep that over there. Then there's the pest factor. They form swarms thick enough to asphyxiate caribou in Alaska, and now as their numbers reach a seasonal peak, their probosces are plunged into human flesh across the northern hemisphere. Well, a lot of that has to do with global warming, with the temperature going up. Especially you have mosquitoes in Alaska, especially like in the summer, and they're suffocating the caribou. The temperature is too high. So they come down here, they have questions. So what would happen if there were none? Would anyone or anything miss them? Nature put this question to scientists who explore aspects of mosquito biology and ecology and unearth some surprising answers. There are 3,500 named species of mosquitoes, of which only a couple of hundred bite or bother humans. They live on almost every continent and habitat and serve important functions in numerous ecosystems. So why would you be trying to wipe them out? That's what I want to know. Murphy says mosquitoes have been on Earth for more than 100 million years, and they have co-evolved with so many species along the way. Wiping out a species of mosquitoes could leave a predator without prey or a plant without a pollinator. And exploring a world without mosquitoes is more than an exercise in imagination. Intense efforts are underway to develop methods that might rid the world of the most pernicious disease-carrying species. I disagree. You already know the most pernicious disease-carrying species. All right? Think about it. I'll give you a moment. You got it? All right. Now let's move on. So I wanted to go into what these intense efforts are. This comes from Nature. It's a science journal. Malaria control, the great mosquito hunt. This was in 2014, July 9th. From dogs to balloons, researchers are using unorthodox ways to find out where malaria vectors hide during a long dry season. So when there's a long dry season or a cold season, the mosquitoes actually go dormant, and there are certain proteins and enzymes that allow them to go dormant for long periods of time. When the temperature goes up, these mosquitoes come out of dormancy and begin immediately reproducing. We just saw that in Florence after the Hurricane Florence came through. We have billions of mosquitoes. Lisa Cabrera reported on that about a week ago. So they come in and they're in Mali, of all places in Africa. They want to figure out how you can track these mosquitoes and how you can get rid of these mosquitoes. With all the problems they got going on with opioids and everything else, because this is 2014, they had opioid issues then. They're trying to figure out how to get rid of these peaceful little creatures that live on blood. And I'm gonna leave these articles in your for you to read in the description box. I call it your description box because you're the sub, so this is more your channel than mine. But yeah, these people they're losing it. Like, they really don't understand how this whole thing works. Right here they say, without mosquitoes, thousands of plant species would lose a group of pollinators. Adults depend on nectar for energy. Only females of some species need a meal of blood to get proteins necessary to lay their eggs. So they don't all need blood to lay their eggs. Some of them are taking nectar and feeding that. It's sugar. But y'all let me know what you think in the comment section about this. I may come back with another video, something similar, but in my opinion, as I said in the other video about the mosquitoes being wiped out, if you can wipe out a whole species of mosquitoes, what's next? I'll talk to y'all later.